Now, sometimes I do my makeup backwards, and I know that's going to sound a bit strange, and it doesn't necessarily mean I'm going for less makeup, it just means I'm not sure how much makeup I'd like to wear. So I'll always start off with some skincare. Today I'm using the Bounce Back by Trini London, and I'm just going to place that in and really give my skin a nice boost of moisture. Also go in with a little bit of eye cream as well. This one is the Calism range. I'm just going to massage that under my eyes. But when I do my makeup backwards, I start with my brows. So what I'm intentionally doing is just starting with a couple of areas that can make a big difference without having to go in with full face makeup. And then I just decide where I go from here. Comb them, and now I'm using the L'Oreal Brow, and I'm just going to add a couple of little brow strokes to the end. Just see how many more I need, maybe a couple in here. Then I'll just comb that through. The next step is mascara. And quite often if I'm doing this, I'm not sure if I want to wear makeup look, I go for brown. So this is by Merit. And this is a really nice chocolate brown mascara. Sometimes I leave it just there, depending on how I'm feeling. But then if I'm going to continue to go backwards with my makeup, I'd launch into the contour. So this is a Merit one. It's in the shade Scene. And I'll just draw this on where I normally want a little bit of contour or even just a little bit of warmth to the skin. Then I'll just blend that in where I've placed it to see what that looks like. Blend it in, try and avoid my hairline. It's always tricky. Did a little bit on the nose just to give that some shape, and along the jawline as well. Go in with some blush, and I know I'm already quite flushed, but I do like to change that color just a little bit, and I'm loving these Merit Flush Balms. This one is Bespoke, so a really beautiful shade. So I place that nice and high up on the cheeks, and I also on the lips. Then we'll just blend that in, so that's giving me a really nice flush of color, changing the flush of color that I've already got, but blending it right back in. So at this point, I'm like, okay, I need to have a little bit of foundation, don't want too much, but I would like to have some underneath the eyes. So I'm using the, this is one of the Merit Beauty, this is the Minimal, it's like the complexion stick. This is in the shade Sand. So I'll always dot a little bit here, here to define these areas, a little bit down the center of the nose, where I'm red through there, this nice little spot that's come up. Under here, just to define those cheeks a little bit. I'll take the little kitten paw brush by BK Beauty and just blend that in where it is. Not swiping it around too much, like where I've placed it is kind of where I would like it. Same in the inner corner, and just blend that out. So this is me literally doing my makeup backwards. But quite often I find this means I don't use too much. You know, I get those major areas that I'd like to stand out, like the eyes, with the mascara, the lips, and a bit of contour, and then we see what else we need. The chin is always a little pink, so I just want to get rid of that. And then that little spot there, that's just gone. And this just helps to shape the face a little bit without adding too much product. Just get rid of some of that flush on the cheeks. Usually at this point I decide I wouldn't mind something on my eyes. So I love the eyeshadow sticks. This one is by Prime Promedics, and it is in Cocoa Noir, which is quite dark. But watch what I do with this one is we're going to run it along here. And then with my finger, I am just going to really shear that out. So again, it's quite quick, and I just want it sheared right out. So the dark is near that lash line, but up into this crease, we've sheared it right out, and that creates just a little bit of shape to the eye. Wish a little bit underneath the eye as well, and once again, just give it a smudge, because we don't want it too defined, but it's nice to have a little bit underneath. When I start with the eyes, I'm like, I just need a little bit of powder. I just want to lift this up just a little bit. This is an old palette of mine, and I cannot seem to part with it. It's the Too Faced Natural Matte. It still has a beautiful scent to it. And I'm going to go in with this mauve shade. Love the shade on blue eyes, especially now that I'm getting more grey. And I'm just placing this right into that crease. And just really fanning that out. And it'll just set that a little bit, soften that edge. Add a touch of powder on a triangle powder puff. This is the Home Beauty M powder. Take the lighter one and just really a little bit under the eye. I hate too much powder. So just a small amount through that T-zone. And then a small amount just up through here as well. Just to set that and get rid of any of that sort of excess shine. And that is how I do my makeup backwards. It just means I don't end up with too much, or I can stop at any point and be ready to go out the door. So let me know what you think.